Hello, hello, hello. We are officially live. Let me just, Jay Johnson, would you mind being in the background and checking the YouTube's working? And if it's ever not working, can you WhatsApp me? Is that all right?
Will do. Sounds great.
Right,
I
cool.
just got the
Let's
notification.
get a quick YouTube test. 1 second. I'm just gonna check everything is streaming well, and all the audios are working for everybody's YouTube test. Okay, there we go. That's the confirmation YouTube is working. Hello, 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 good people. It is currently 6 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time, Friday, the 3rd of November, 2023. Golly gosh, less than 2 months left of 2023. Um, Welcome to another amazing episode of NFT Fridays. This is a free weekly webinar, which we've been doing every single Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time since April 2022, covering everything and anything non-fungible token, digital assets, metaverse, etc. We stream not once, not twice, but 3 times per week at Blockchain Sensei. We stream Mondays, 8 p.m. till 9:30. We do a show called The Game where we cover stocks and crypto and deep dives. Been doing that every Monday, 8 p.m. till 9:30 since lockdown. Oh, wow, we got Keisha. That's amazing. NFT Fridays been doing since April 2022. And as of recently, we also do technical analysis on Sundays. So it's same Zoom every single, it's the same Zoom always. 1 second. It's the same Zoom always. Mondays, Fridays, Sundays, 8 p.m. plus UK time, 3 p.m. Plus if you're in New York /EST. All you do is you go to blockchain.sensei Instagram. Please note the spelling of blockchain.sensei as there's lots of fake accounts that are trying to steal your money. Look out for the fake Ninja T and fake quiche accounts, etc. Anyone pretending to be part of Blockchain Sensei. Anyway, click on the link in our bio. Click the link in our bio, and you will basically be taken to this screen here. This link here, Mondays, Fridays, Sundays, 8 p.m. plus, free Zoom, same Zoom, 3 times a week. And you can catch the replays at youtube.com/blockchain sensei. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, where you can find hundreds of hours of the past 2-3 years of us breaking down the markets and talking to super cool people, including but not limited to today's special guest at 1UP, which is the UK's leading AR marketing agency. So before we get started, thank you very much. I'm sure, um, I'm sure we will dive into amazing things which you guys are doing. So thank you so much for being a guest tonight. Quick disclaimer: terms and conditions. All content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only, and it should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, nor place any trades. Please do your own work, guys. Yes, sir. Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investments, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. Mr. Harding, JT from One Up, Jeremiah Johnson, Keish, Andy, anyone inside the Zoom, Twitter, LinkedIn, and or YouTube. Oh, yes, we stream in 4 places and replays also on our LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Anyone here a financial advisor? Oh, amazing. So, oh, no financial advisor. Okay, so always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. We're not professional financial advisors, so don't take advice from us. Alternatively, independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our shows that you may wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what, guys? Therefore, you must always do your own work. Yes. Again, neither myself, Mr. Hardin, Keish, our special guest here, Jeremiah Johnson, anybody are financial advisors, and we do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we work in collaboration with several accredited financial advisors, financial accountants, venture capital companies, all those well-regulated and certified via a fancy piece of paper financial operators. And if you're unable to mitigate your risk, let us know immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Tweet us, DM us, email us, and say, I want a financial advisor, and we will put you in touch with an accredited financial advisor. So, one second. Let me get back to the Zoom. Zoom, are we sharing? Okay, I believe. One second, I just need to check this YouTube. One second, let's make sure everything's working. I think everything's working.
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube. It's still good.
Yep, amazing. All right then, JT, how are you, Mr. JT from One Up?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I'm a little bit sick today, but I've had a very good week, very busy week. Mixed reality, man. It's an exciting time to be building. Like AI last 4 or 5 months, man, popping off. So yeah, incredibly exciting, and yeah, really excited to talk to you.
Oh, thank you very
Also
much.
very excited to see you.
Can you explain for people what mixed reality even is?
Yeah, it's funny that you're speaking to me with the dog face. You primed that question nicely. So I think the progression of technology the last few years has gone from like, look, 4 years ago, crypto started going mainstream. 3 years ago, NFTs became a thing. 2 years ago, metaverse became a thing, and this year it's mixed reality. So metaverse last year was about digital environment. But mixed reality is about
Mondays,
connecting
Fridays,
physical and
and
digital
Sundays, 8 p.m.
environments to
plus
create
UK time.
revenue and value
Mondays,
streams that didn't
I've been
exist
doing every
before.
Monday 8 p.m.
And what that
plus
means
offline
is
since
either
lockdown. Never missed a
superimposing
Monday.
digital
Fridays I cover
experiences onto
NFTs.
the
Sundays I do
physical
charts
world.
with my
And
traders.
there are a number of ways you can view that. You can
Swipe
view it
up,
through phones.
save the Zoom
In the
link,
same way that you
Zoom link
currently
always, it
record,
never ever changes.
photos
Everyone's
and videos
welcome.
for your Insta.
Check the replays on YouTube, trying to
Mixed
help as many
reality can
people as
exist with a
possible.
phone.
Anyone
Obviously
interested in getting
now
in the
with
markets, let me
our
know.
glasses,
Anyone
I don't know if you guys
interested in
have used
asset
yet, but they
management, let
are
me know. Anything to do with crypto,
incredible.
let me know. I'm your guy. When
So
it comes
mixed
trading, I'm
reality
your
is
guy.
about
Yeah, man, swipe up.
superimposing digital
Check
experiences
out
onto
YouTube
physical
and save the
experiences,
Zoom link. Try
and
and make these
that
lives
is a
Mondays, Fridays, and
completely
Sundays
new
for you.
revenue stream for a lot of brands. And the content coming from mixed reality is like 10 times more engaging than like traditional Web 2 content. And like the crown jewel of the last 10 years in Web 2 has been social media.
Fridays and Sundays,
So,
8 p.m.
like,
plus UK time.
mixed reality
Mondays,
really is about content. And you understand content and you understand gamification, then you understand that the attention economy, eyeballs on screens, is where the money is. And mixed reality can create experiences that just like you just can't do in the physical world by themselves. And that's what makes it such an exciting place to be, because the sky is the limit. Limit is your creativity, and that's what mixed reality is.
So can you give some examples for the business owners or the people thinking about doing this AR mixed reality stuff? They're on the edge and they're like, I'm just about understanding Facebook ads. I've just started running Instagram ads. Why would I do this AR stuff? Is it gonna, what kind of numbers and differences have you seen in terms of
so I guess maybe the reason that I'm here today is I probably was one of the first people to do like mixed reality at the top level. 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I was the guy that came in after Virgil died to do the mixed reality for Louis Vuitton and Nike. And those two.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Who's briefing you?
Why are
you know this?
flooding to be here?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a whole story behind it. But I've been building One Up, which is a decentralized social network. I built like the world's first NFT auction place in my mobile app. Virgil died, and LV wanted to do an NFT tribute to him. And obviously with Virgil, it was about, he was the LV Nike collaboration and signed some incredible sneakers and, with his work with Off-White. So they obviously wanted to sell some NFTs, but they weren't going to put them on OpenSea, right? Louis Vuitton would never put NFTs on OpenSea. So they wanted to own their own chain, their own platform, their own auction place. So I came in, one of my investors was the guy running their creative. And so I kind of like gave them the auction place. But from there, the question was like, well, what should these NFTs be? Like, what should the tribute be? And that, they wanted to they had this idea for LV Sneaker Club, which is now Swoosh. I'll talk about that in a minute. But like, they were like, look, oh, you go into the app, you buy some NFTs, they stay in the wallet. And I was like, why the hell would anyone collect NFTs to just hold them in the wallet? Like, why do people spend £10,000 on a Louis Vuitton handbag? And the answer is because people can see that you've spent 10,000 on the fucking handbag, right?
Flexing.
So, and I didn't. That's literally what I said. And, and Bernard Arnault, like the world's richest man now, you know, he was on that call, and mixed reality was the obvious answer, right? I mean, and that's where like Nike buying artifacts came from, and Nike bought artifacts for like, and then they made 300 million revenue in year one. When has anyone made their market cap in revenue in year one? So it started with mixed reality sneakers in artifacts, and then from there, like, I don't know if you've seen this year, but like H&M, Adidas, when Messi won the World Cup, the frame in Dubai, they filled with this mixed reality advert. H&M, Maybelline put some eyelashes on a, and more recently, you know, I did a little bit of work with Chelsea, and obviously now like with Sidemen. Look, this mixed reality content is getting more eyeballs on screens, which is more advertising revenue. Like, we're talking 10, 11x on a traditional post. Like the Chelsea video of the CGI shirt on Tower Bridge got 570,000 likes, and their normal Instagram post gets 50,000 likes. You know, that's 50 million views, not 5 million views. And that in a nutshell is why mixed reality matters. It is just incredibly engaging content, and it allows you to create experiences that just make people go, wow. Like, you have that moment in the content where you're like, wait, is this real? And then you're like, what happens is just incredible. And that ultimately, brands are trying to create relationships with their customers, but at the end of the day, everyone's fighting for attention on social media. Everyone's fighting for likes and comments and followers, and that is just what mixed reality is, man. It's just incredibly and using really innovative technology and incredibly creative ideas, and that's it.
Bro, you've just you sold me. I mean, well, okay, so what would you say is the biggest obstacle or the biggest fear that you've seen that brands or companies have about why what holds them back? Well,
same problem every single time. And the same problem is that big companies, if you're really a creative, if you're a proper creative, you know, big companies like Nike, Louis Vuitton, like Estee Lauder, you know, these are companies with 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people. And big companies move slowly. And when I say they move slowly, what I mean is most of the people in the top jobs who run the corporate team have been there 15, 20 years, and they fight every single day for budget. And they've been fighting every single day for budget for every single right? And so there's a pipeline, there's a roadmap, right? Like with LV, I left LV because like they were like, yeah, we'll do this. Like, and then but the cool stuff, the really cool mixed reality stuff I want to do was like, you know, they started off with some League of Legends skins, and they started off with some like mixed reality sneakers and some 3D screens and anamorphic retail. But they're like, yeah, mixed reality, we'll that down to 2 years down the line. They're like, and also they got so much money that they don't have to move first, right? They can just buy whoever is big enough. They don't want to take that risk. So the thing is, these big companies already have like 18-month roadmaps for the tech, and the creative teams and the tech teams hate each other, and then corporate and finance hate the creative teams, and they just don't speak the same language. So it takes a lot of time to get sign off, and also stepping on other people's toes, because at the end of the day, everyone that works in a creative marketing department has been asking for budget for their ideas every single day, and they get budgeted for that. And then, so that's why, you know, the last 6 months, companies have been dipping their toe. You've seen a lot of CGI work, but do you know how hard it is to get someone to build an augmented reality module in an existing, like, bro, it's, yeah. So that's the reason. It's politics, and it's like just internal dysfunction. But that's why the companies that move quickest in this space right now, it's an incredible opportunity because all the tech is there. If you are agile, if you understand the opportunity and you build this tech fast, bro, like the market is yours. So it's an amazing opportunity, but okay.
Sick. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, and hopefully that'll allow me to like show some of your stuff. Hold up. Is my screen sharing, guys? Let me know. Does it come up on the main screen?
Yes.
Yeah, still.
Okay.
We're not on our Twitter. Yeah.
Cool. So let me just go to this one here. This is an Instagram post. So this.
Okay. So, yeah, this is the OG, bro. This is on Times Square, I think. This is 3D anamorphic retail. So this is like $1 million a week to rent out in the middle of Times Square. But that's an actual screen.
How crazy is that? Now, if anything's gonna get eyeballs and communication and get people to stand there with their phone, I think it might be this.
Yeah.
Wait. Did 1UP do this?
Well, I did the creative for it. So they were invested in 1UP, but it was me personally. This was before 1UP Metaverse Creative became like a serious thing. This was just me on the inside. And it's funny, if you look at the on the balls, I actually built a prototype of the LV Nike Metaverse out of Lego. And I made the streets this LV Nike pattern. And so the pattern that you can see on the balls is actually a street design that I did for the city, which I originally built from Lego, and they ran with it.
Oh, mad.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's wicked still.
Yep. Okay, cool.
So creativity.
It's funny as well. They like the Lego idea so much that last Christmas, I don't know if you remember, but basically every LV store in the world ran a Lego collaboration in their windows. And I was like, I built the metaverse out of Lego to like prove they didn't understand why a digital environment should exist. And I had like their creative studio and their exhibition space and like Virgil's creative studio and like a Virgil game. And I was like, I built it to show them how all of these different things could fit together in a digital environment. But, I was like doing it to make a point. And then they were like, man, we love the Lego. Let's just run with that for Christmas. So,
crazy.
But you kind of missed the point here, but yeah, fine. Yeah, take it.
Yeah. So we were talking about numbers. And I think this is an example of the kind of difference that augmented reality makes in numbers. So here we can see Chelsea's reels, what they're kind of doing, and here is an example of the kind of mixed reality thing that they've gone with, and we can see the engagement on this was 5.2 million versus like the 450k. So it's literally a 10x increase on viewership.
But also as well, like it's crazy. 575,000 likes is a like ratio, and you got to understand that the average on the Insta is like 2-3%. Not only is it getting way more views, it's getting like 50
engagement.
1,000 likes for 5 million views is insane. Normally 50,000 likes, so that's like an insane markup.
Definitely. So what's next for you? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so his thing is, so you'll have seen that Chelsea thing, and I don't know if you've got the Sidemen, the Shard thing that I did last week, but at the moment, so people are doing this in CGI for the content, but they're missing the trick, which is this should not be CGI. This is all about geospatial augmented reality. Okay, so Google finished 3D mapping the world about 5 months ago. And what that means is before, when you wanted to have augmented reality experiences, you'd have to put your phone at like a QR code or something like static, be a little bit janky. And you know what I mean? Like, bro, Revolut were running a campaign in Covent Garden and they had professionals, and bro, it still didn't work. The thing with Google AR Core now is because they've 3D mapped the world, you can drop anything like that shirt, right? I drag and drop it onto Tower Bridge to the millimeter. And when you take your phone out in that position, and it doesn't matter where you are, right? If you're 20 meters away, 500 meters away, it's there. So the key here is if you understand content, that like, yeah, fine, Chelsea posting that out once and it getting a ton of engagement is really good. But wouldn't it be better if like 10,000 people recorded that piece of content from their point of view? And that is what the future mixed reality is, and it's already going into the glasses. But all this is just a camera module, and so like everyone I'm speaking to right now, I'm just saying, look, you put the AR Core camera in your app. I will then drop this mixed reality exactly where it should be, and then the thing is, you can get like imagine a big fashion brand this Christmas, Oxford Street, and you have like 50-meter models walking down Oxford Street in mixed reality wearing range, and everyone, it's Pokemon Go on Louis Vuitton steroids. That's it. It's Pokemon Go on Louis Vuitton steroids. You want people in public spaces taking their phone out, recording this content from their point of view, and then posting it and tagging those brands. And you think 5 mil views is fine, but what about 100 times 5 mil views, right? Why isn't every influencer? You should be filling is where influencers go with incredible mixed reality, and then they can record it and post it, and then you'll end up getting 100 or 1,000 videos rather than just one. And that is where the next 6 months are going, and that's what I'm trying to convince people to do.
Nice.
Yeah, with the process of convincing people, and the approach and stuff, how have you felt? Obviously, I know you've spoken about the problems and stuff that you faced, but how have you felt it's been sort of received? Because I these are amazing ideas, vast, but what sort of the experience been pitching these ideas and bringing them to different companies?
Thing is, I always go in and pitch the mixed reality, right? The great thing is, AI videos are an incredibly low risk stepping stone. So I go to mixed reality, say, look, you should put the AR core thing in your app, and they're like, the creative and the tech team don't get on. The team goes to the tech team and say, hey, I know you've got like 20 different features that you're trying to build at the moment, and you've got a backlog of all these bugs you're trying to fix. Hey, why don't you put this new thing in? And tech team are like, you go away, I don't want to listen to you. The CGI videos can exist within the content marketing budget and doesn't have to touch the tech. And then the CGI videos then become the proof of concept, which justify the building of the tech. Now, ideally, I wouldn't have to do that stepping stone, but because these CGI videos have been so successful, 10x is a mad number. Like 2x is a mad number. Like 1.5x is a mad number. 10x is a crazy number. So you door by proposing CGI videos, and then what then justifies the investment then in the AR core app. So
I think there's a space for companies doing these AR drops with AR core, like you're saying, around and then selling their drops as NFTs. So people are literally running around buying their shit.
Literally, that's everything. So I've got 3 startups myself. I've got mixed reality fashion, one mixed reality fitness, and one up, and everything we're doing is about this. So like, imagine like mixed reality fitness. It's like, we have Flexer, a mixed reality fitness app. So imagine like McDonald's run a challenge, and you go through Hyde Park and you're being chased by this massive chicken nugget through the park, right? And you're trying to outrun it. And if you outrun the chicken nugget, then you get free, like you get rewards and stuff. But like if you think about LV and Nike, and just like, it is obvious to me that these mixed reality experiences are digital assets. They are something that people would purchase. If LV had a filter for the center of London that just like, there's 3 things people really love with mixed reality, right? The first thing is high luxury art. People will always pay for high luxury art, right? Digital tourism. If you take everything in the museums and put them on the street, I think about London, like the Jack the Ripper wars of Shoreditch, man. Like, imagine in reality you can walk like with the ghosts of the past.
Mad.
In like real time places. Like, people pay for tourism. Just think about everything. The red, that big red bus company. You take those buses and they now. Imagine,
I love those buses, by the way.
I like the big. I was always skeptical, but in the last year and a half, I tell you, I've done a few, and they are actually great, right?
The one you see everything in a city, and you learn everything.
And you do, but you get, the thing is, you get those like shitty little earphones, and the sound is tinny, and it's always some like 50-year-old
that combined with AR is crack. That is mad.
Exactly, right. So you can do that. Imagine, exactly. So for me, obviously, I started building this in Athens, and Athens is the perfect city to think about that. Like, if the ghost Socrates were walking around, if you had Zeus and Athena in the Acropolis, if with a wave of your hand you could rebuild entire ruins and temples and have time lapses of the way that these cities were built, bro, like, people already spend loads and loads of money on tourism. Like, if you're willing to pay 10-15 quid for like a bus journey, are you willing to pay £5 for the mixed reality experience? Of course you are.
Of course you are. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. What would happen is, the moment you saw someone else doing it on their phone, you'd want to do it.
Yeah, and that's the Pokemon Go effect, that really is it. Yeah, and it's funny because in London, you think about all those blue plaques that are everywhere that have, like, the blue plaques that live in certain places. I'm actually working with a really, really exciting startup right now called City Mapper. City Mapper. It's called Cinemapper. This app where they have tagged where every famous movie scene has ever happened in London. So imagine like James Bond, Sherlock, Harry Potter when they're flying on the brooms over the Thames. You know, now imagine we take all of those scenes and we put them in the city exactly where they happened in mixed reality. Mad, because my mom's favorite movie is Notting Hill, and that bookshop where Hugh Grant meets Julia Roberts is still there. And you're telling me that if I put young Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts in that bookshop in mixed reality, there isn't going to be a queue of like 100 like outside that door.
I've been saying, like, what people don't realize is mixed reality is the easiest way of driving traffic to a store. It's the easiest way of driving people to a shop to buy stuff. And I've said mixed reality is going to be the future of marketing, but people just don't realize it. People thought Google ads.
Have you tried the new Meta Ray-Bans on?
No, I'm got a meeting with Dexter Sims. He's gonna let me try them very, very soon. So I'm super excited.
The thing is, they've got the shade version, but they have normal glasses versions, right? That aren't shades. They're just normal glasses. They're just Ray-Ban glasses, right?
Okay.
So, bro, like, and they look really cool because they're Ray-Bans, right? So the thing is, that's how everyone is going to interact with this content in the next 2 years. You're just going to put the Ray-Ban glasses, and then you're just going to walk around, and all the streets are going to be filled with these incredible mixed reality experiences. And it's like, and you can interact with things. And that's the third thing. Remember, the first thing is like high luxury art. The second thing is digital tourism, and the final thing is gamification. And that is like, I don't know if you played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or Zelda Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is an masterpiece.
Yeah, and crafting.
The idea of fusing and moving and problem solving and like reality to interact with your city is just, bro, that is where everything is going. And I'm super excited to be involved with this.
100% agree. 100% agree. So just because our audience of our shows is very far and wide, from investors to corporate brands that we've worked with, obviously they understand how and what value you can add to them in terms of that side, the marketing side. But what would you say is possible in terms of what would you say you're looking for next? Are you looking for investment? Are you looking for partners? Are you looking for more clients? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, you know, I have 3 startups now. They have the same tech stack. I won the Ethereum hackathon this weekend. In the Teslas category, I came 3rd in the Bitcoin hackathon last weekend. OneUp is my decentralized work, and I'm building mixed reality cities. So that's London, Amsterdam, Berlin, Miami, New York, and Toronto are my first 6. And everything I just told you, the digital tourism, the high luxury art, and the gamification, that's what OneUp is, right? We have this beautiful decentralized social network. It's a replacement for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. But actually, the thing that makes us different is we're filling the world's most popular city centers, Times Square, Yonge Dundas, South Bank, with incredible mixed reality. So we need money for that. I then have Minted, which is like Vinted, but with mixed reality fashion. So the idea is that if you sell an item of clothing in the app, you can create 3D assets using AI and anchor those mixed reality fashion modules onto the physical asset. So when I buy the item, when someone looks at me or looks at me with the AR glasses, the fashion is popping off. And the first place you're going to see that is this summer in Mykonos, when everyone has their, because you need glasses in Mykonos. Everyone needs the glasses in Mykonos. And the thing is, you know, you think about how much people make an effort to dress up to go to festivals. Well, now you don't have to make the effort when people watch you with the glasses. You can have these unbelievable fashion experiences and Flexer, mixed reality fitness. I'm putting mixed reality inside of gyms. I'm putting it on run routes. So those 3 startups all need funding. They all have exactly the same tech stack. They're built on crypto. There's an NFT auction place. They all have the AR core camera. Fitness, fashion, mixed reality cities. Yeah, we need all the money we can get. There's a lot of streets in the world. There's a lot of clubs. I'm putting, you know, mixed reality inside of techno clubs. With, you know, basically anywhere anyone uses a phone right now, I'm mixed reality. So yeah, we need money. But the good thing is the more clients, like every client I work with is ultimately an advertiser for us. And obviously every chance I get to use big companies' money to experiment with like cutting edge tech is an opportunity for me to stay ahead with my startups, because at the end of the day, massive companies with billion-dollar budgets actually could like risk on building this stuff first. But I do believe that I finished the tech stack. I think that mixed reality is the end goal, the panacea. because that's where the content, the colliding of the physical and digital worlds happen. So I'm ready to go. We are building, we are raising, and we are working with anyone else that is trying to implement tech in this space, because we have a really great creative team, a really great technical team, and you know, it is just a cool time to be in the space. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Bro, we're gonna have to send this video to a couple of people and let them really
because
understand
who
the
wouldn't
situation.
invest in you with your accolades?
Yeah, like it just makes sense. If you are a big brand, like it just makes sense to try you out. And then like I'm just thinking of your Gymsharks, I'm thinking of like your Golden Tours buses, I'm thinking of different people that I know that own different clubs and nightclubs. I'm thinking of restaurants. Like there's just so many applications for this that once those venues or businesses have them, the customers are now your marketing. You don't have to spend money on marketing because your customers are your marketing.
And it's funny, I'll tell you, the interesting thing about this business is like, look, for every client that I have won, there's 9 that I haven't. So when you talk about restaurants and clubs and Gymshark, I've already done that creative. They just, you know, have been with different companies, take it on yet. So I already have all of that creative and tech stack ready. You know, for Gymshark, I already did it with Fitness First, with the restaurants, I already did it for Nando's and Sides, which came for Sidemen. And you know, I built those decks, they just weren't ready for it. So it's like, the funny thing about me and my team, and you guys have met Daryl, I got Daryl and Lex and Philip, and you know, we've been around for a while. But basically, if you name an industry, we've done the mixed reality creative for it. It's just like
I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna have like this crazy, massive, rapid growth where you're gonna go. It's really quiet now. But what's gonna happen is just there's gonna be like this bang, and it's about the biggest problem for you is going to be scaling fast enough. That's what
well, luckily, do you know what's crazy as well? Because I was at I was at the Royal Institute 2 days ago speaking on a panel for digital fashion, and so I met the founder of Hapes. I don't know if you know that. You know the
NFT. Yeah. I know that guy.
Founder of Hapes, and then Fusion 3D, the world's leading hologram providers, and they've been doing this shit for like 15 years, man. But again, just like never took up or went mainstream because everything they were doing was like 1080p, but now it's ultra 4K, bro, and you've never seen holograms like it in your life. And then Future Front Row, who just ran the world's first all digital fashion show at Amsterdam Fashion Week, bro, when you see it. Now the interesting thing is like these guys are now top of their game. Like Hapes are the biggest NFT project in the world. Future Front Row, bro, are the
wait. What is the biggest NFT project in the world?
No, Hapes for like collabs, like you know, Hapes, Hungry Ape.
They just collab with every man and his dog.
They just did Diesel. They just did Diesel. It's like it's the Bored Apes people, but it's the 3D versions. It's all the digital fashion. It's Hapes.
Oh right, okay, makes sense.
They got like they got like 500K people in their Discord. It's the biggest NFT community. You know, and they just did the Diesel collab, which is absolutely. And well, I say it's the biggest NFT. I guess the artifact.
Yeah, what do you define as biggest? Like by financial Ethereum value or?
No, because that's the thing. Is actually Nike with Artifact is probably biggest.
Nike's one.
Nike biggest by revenue. Hate biggest by like Discord community. Right, they have like over 500,000 in their Discord. So
it's just interesting because like for me, I would say Bored Apes are the biggest by definition of mass consumer awareness. Even people who are not involved in NFTs.
This is all their metaverse fashion, right? This is directly connected to that. This is their Hapes is their digital fashion arm, right?
So this is a Uglab subsidiary.
Yeah. Look, this is Unreal Engine 5 metaverse fashion for Bored Apes.
They've got like every brand on the planet is here.
Yeah, literally. And they're in Fortnite. They're incredible. And it's just great because again, okay, so mixed reality. You know, people were building with Unity. You got to understand, Unreal Engine 5 is the only thing that matters. Reason why AI is right now.
These apes are cheap. The floor price only 0.2 Ethereum.
They're like 100. The cheapest one is like what, 100? Is it like $100? The cheap one? But you got to understand, they've got thousands of fashion pieces. This is the pipeline for fashion into the metaverse. You know, these guys have the most complete digital fashion collection on the planet. It's gorgeous. You know, it's really, really good stuff. It's not about the apes anymore. It's about the digital fashion. It's about mixed reality fashion, and that's ultimately where this will come into play, because ownership of the fashion is not about you wearing it on the ape. It's about you owning that digital apply to any of your avatars and for it to exist in mixed reality. And that's where it's really important, because, you know, when you're in Diesel's metaverse, when Diesel's metaverse launches, the avatars won't be apes, but the digital fashion you own will be applicable to the avatars you own. Interoperability is key with the metaverse. So apes, while you might look at it as like, everyone's like, oh, look, project, what it actually is a pipeline for digital fashion into the metaverse, and they are killing it right now.
Appreciate the alpha. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to this ecosystem.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because again, just people, again, the two biggest issues are people either don't understand social content, social media content, or they don't understand. And the thing about gaming, which is different to like advertising and social media, is you can't convince a gamer that a bad game is a good game. Now, with social media, you can, right? You have TikTok and you spend dollars and you get people to do a stupid dance. You can convince enough people to do the dance. You can create like viral trends that don't necessarily have to be based on something that is incredibly entertaining, engaging, and fun. But you know, when Destiny first came out, you can spend 100 mil on a game, but if it's not fun to play, you can't convince gamers to. And that is the big learning curve, I think, that a lot of brands are going to go through, because there are a lot of brands that are very good, have been very good at guerrilla marketing in Web 2. And, you know, I think like, even like a company like Innocent Smoothies, you know, before Twitter went to hell, but you know, they're incredibly good at like getting in front of trends and getting. But with the metaverse and Web3, those guerrilla marketing tactics don't work anymore, because if you're going to build mixed reality experiences, they have to be engaging, they have to be fun. You can't use addictive mechanics anymore to keep people inside of games, because people's attention spans don't count for it. And if you just look at some of the games that have been released this year, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, bro, the gaming industry is on a different level. Activision and Blizzard got acquired by Microsoft.
Yeah, it's different. Now, people like games were making more money than films, but people didn't realize what's going to happen now is the mass public are going to realize. The mass public, like what you said to me the other day about you watch games rather than films, and that's because the quality is better, the story's better, the details better, the VFX is better. In fact, this is where I want to do the beautiful segue onto Star Atlas. This stuff that I saw from Star Atlas recently is just dumb. Like, actually crazily dumb how good this stuff looks. Like, it looks better than I don't know if anyone's seen the Netflix show Love, Sex, and Robots. I think it's called.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah, amazing show. Watched every episode twice. Like, it's just unbelievable. Now, I'm just gonna. Oh, is it on their Twitter? I think it's on their Twitter. Stuff.
On that as well, just like the Mortal Kombat 1 just came out, and I'm telling you, go on YouTube and go and watch the Mortal Kombat 1. They are using Rococo, which is motion capture, facial technology, and AI for the filming. The Mortal Kombat 1 story is better. Like, it's the best CGI I've ever seen in any game ever. So it'll blow your mind.
I agree. The trailers that I've seen for the new Mortal Kombat, it's better than most. It's better. The fight scenes I've seen in the new Mortal Kombat are better than any fight scene Marvel has put out in the last 3 years.
No, you're right. The fight scenes are, but here's the thing: is the adventure mode has like about 15 hours of cutscenes, which is pure cinematics, right? And so when you watch the YouTube video of the Mortal Kombat story, there's no fighting. It's just the cutscenes. But these cutscenes are better than almost any movie that you've seen. When you'll be shocked at the detail and the expression and just like the quality of the motion capture. It's just on another level.
I'm gonna go to that after this. So let me just quickly.
There's your evening.
Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
This is new from Star Atlas. Watch 2 minutes of this.
It's Unreal Engine, obviously.
Now, I don't know if the quality is coming in through as good as.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Unreal Engine. That's it. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, even what is it? Forza Motor Racing came out as well with the same thing, and it was just like, bro, it looks as good as real life.
So good.
Look at it, man. Yeah, it's incredible. And that's the thing as well. And this is what brands need to realize. And I say this all the time because, look, when I try and convince people to do this, and I have like 10 things that I need to do, right? It's like, look, but you need to do all of them for kind of fit together. So then the marketing departments will go, right, what we need to do is test like the least risky one. And do you know which 2 words I hate more than anything, but that come up as the one idea everyone wants to pursue? Treasure hunt. People are like, oh, let's do a treasure hunt in augmented reality. Let's do a treasure hunt in the metaverse. Let's do a treasure hunt. I'm like, if you're spending time on a screen, if I'm at my PC or on my console and I can play any game in the world,
treasure hunt is not going to be top priority.
Am I going to do a treasure hunt? It's like, but I remember 2.5 years ago when I was doing this, and the ideas were like, oh, let's do a virtual gallery. Let's put a museum in the metaverse. Let's put the Louis Vuitton head store in the metaverse. I'm like, bro, shopping is boring in person. If I can be in the world, why the hell would I want to walk through a replica of a store that I can walk in real life? It's like, that's not what I'm going to do, bro. That's literally, I'll give me a hover bike, take me to the south of Italy. Like, come on. It's
yeah, let me do some wild shit.
Yeah, so you know what, you nailed something on the head there, because I feel like in 2021, when the metaverse and all this was popping, a lot of physical brands were just replicating the real world in the metaverse, but the metaverse needs to be lit. Like, if the metaverse, there needs to be flying cars, there needs to be
That's a good title for this video.
Yeah, reality's got to feel boring versus the metaverse, not replicate it. And I couldn't put it. Yeah, I couldn't put it in words what was missing, but you're totally right. I've connected all the dots in my head now, and I can imagine. I'm thinking about all the brands that basically try to create a metaverse version of their real life shop. What's the point in that?
Yeah, everyone, bro, and that's it. And because here's the thing: big companies are risk averse because Louis Vuitton have been around for 200 years. This technology is new, and there's a lot of bad press around it. So Bernard was risk the reputation of LV. Like, I designed a whole Virgil through time game where like you had Virgil as a time traveler go back, and like basically you'd go into these worlds that had lost all of their color, and as Virgil you'd play through it, and you'd bring back the colors and the patterns and the textures and the fabrics to the world and paint them again. And we're not going to take that risk and build that now. And I was like, but if you did, you'd be by far the best metaverse on the planet right now. But I understand that people are risk averse and that gaming is, but that Quentin Tarantino wrote an article in the New York Times about 6-7 years ago that is still one of the most important articles ever written, and he basically said, look, Marvel movies are not cinema. They're not real cinema.
No, they're not.
People aren't taking risks anymore when they're making films, because what they're doing is just big data analysis. They're catering to the most demographics possible, but you never make an interesting film when you do that. You've got to take risks. And like, if you look at like the last 10 Tarantino movies, he's got a point. And if you want to conquer this meta, you've got to take risks, and you've got to do something adventurous. You've got to do something lit. And the good thing is with gaming, this is what they don't understand. Fans will always forgive you if you try something and fail to pull it off, right? But they won't forgive you if you do something boring and it's just shit. Yeah. And like, people understand that with games, like, I feel like I'm starting to think of a good example, but it's like when someone comes out with I remember when Destiny first came out, the concept was incredibly sick. The immediate feedback was really poor. But bro, I met a guy yesterday, the guy that runs played over 1,000 hours in Destiny since, and Destiny 2 was a banger. It took them time. Starfield is probably going to go the same way. If you try something really audacious, the good thing about games is you can always fix the problems, but you can't fix a boring idea, right?
Example of that is Tekken. Tekken almost died, and then they just killed it with the budget that they had for Tekken 7. And Tekken 7, GTA, all of these things are franchises that seem to last forever. And it's because they, not only that do they focus on the time and the storytelling, and they give you 15 hours of something versus 1 hour or 2 hours. They also allowed the user and the creator to create their own thing on top of it. So you've got Tekken, and people are doing all these crazy mods. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Tekken.
Yeah,
they're,
absolutely.
they're insane. Like,
and obviously the best example, but biggest game, honestly, bro, Bethesda. They were the team that did it first with Skyrim. I still play Skyrim today. I've been playing Skyrim for fucking 8 years, bro, and it's like and they literally took some of the mods, like the Dawn Guard story and the werewolves and the vampires, right, where you become the vampire. That was a fan created mod.
Crazy.
Dawn Guard, they're requested, vampire hunters, bro. That was a fan created mod, which they then created as the 6th main storyline. Now, when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, my God, it's going to be unbelievable. Bethesda have always let people do that, and the things that the College of Winterhold, there's a whole Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry mod Skyrim, which is one of my favorite things ever. You just yes, bro, yeah. That's the content we want to see.
The mods, but this is what people don't understand. People are gonna be able to create these mods and sell them as assets and rent them out. The money that's gonna happen in gaming and storytelling it's infinite. When I watch a Marvel TV series, I can't go and watch 10 different versions of that outcome because there's one story writing team. With gaming, it's going to get to a point where there is so many different versions and stories. It's just infinite, and they're going to be high
and with AI growth. Yeah, so that's actually we should maybe do another podcast on that, because actually I've been advising the UK government on AI regulation, and I've been deploying AI NPCs in the metaverse, and I have a lot of thoughts on that. But for me as a gamer, the most exciting thing is the idea of, when you play GTA or whatever, look, I've played games 100 times and I know where every single person is and I know what they're going to say, right? But if every NPC has AI equipped and every single time you speak to them, it's a different conversation. They remember who you are. They respond to your personality traits. Just think about 2K. And when you're playing, like, you do the press conferences and stuff, like, imagine how every single time you pick up the console, 100 times, you have a totally different experience because you have AI NPCs. I mean, it's an amazing time to be a gamer, but you got to grab that opportunity, man, because if you just rely on what's been done, you're going to lose badly, because AI fits storytelling, customization, online communities. It's everything.
Well, people they don't get it. And this is the worst bit for the brands. As we're seeing here, the fans will create all the work for you. Fox did not pay somebody to make those Family Guy mods. They just did it.
Exactly. But that terrifies companies like Louis Vuitton. That is like Louis Vuitton's worst nightmare. Like, these big brands that have spent 200 years building up this, like, the idea that they could allow their brand to be bastardized by open source communities is horrifying. But people that work 80-hour weeks, people that wake up at 6 a.m, get into the office at 8 and leave at 7 p.m, right, do not play 4 hours of games a day. They don't know that it is possible to manufacture, to create incredibly positive, collaborative community where the amount of creativity is 10 times more than you'll ever get from paying 20 people $300,000 a year to do graphic design for you.
Yeah, it's never going to be the same.
Because it scares them so much, and it scares them because the people who have the power do not play these games. They're not part of those communities, and when they probably, because I've introduced some of these communities, they probably just feel really out of place when they go in the first place, right? And they're like, this is just, bro, there's a generation of people that are native to this, too young to be senior directors or managing partners at Louis Vuitton.
But they are the future, whether people like it or not.
That is the real problem in industry right now, is that everyone who has this knowledge is too young, and all the big companies have just got a bunch of dads and moms who have been there for 20 years who just do not understand this tech or these communities. So
and it's the first ones to move out the way are gonna win.
Literally, that's it, man. Move fast.
Yeah,
Like, someone like Gymshark and like Sidemen, like, you know, these are young brands with young founders with like cool, like, you know, and they're very in touch with their communities. But man, when you're talking about the big legacy brands, it's like they are so far off because the people in power are just so far away from being a part of these communities that they just really don't understand them.
It's mad. It's mad. Right, we'll go to questions and wrap up there. Dexter Sims, I'm going to let you start first, broski.
No, I didn't know I had a question.
Of course, bro. You're in the building, bro. You always get the power because you're the man with the power.
Nah, bro, just listening in. I like taking in the knowledge, but you know what is, yeah? It's just a fun time to be alive, innit?
Yeah,
like, as much as it's, you know why I get so upset sometimes? Because it's so daunting to everyone who don't have the knowledge. Like, life is shitty and life is horrible and it's recession and it's all horrible. But for people like us, we just think, bro, any minute now, man can just turn into millionaires.
Bro, literally, and it's funny because, like, I hope you played Spider-Man 2, guys, because, man, if ever you needed the perfect, like, bro, swinging around New York, a Spider-Man kicking ass.
I'm hearing good shit about Spider-Man 2 still. Like, as in, I've heard of a lot of games come out, but I haven't heard lots of communities all talk about the one game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm hearing lots of good things. I'm not even going to lie, though. I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare 3. I haven't played computers in like 2.5 years, and I actually am looking forward to that.
Yeah, people are looking forward to games now more than they look forward to movies.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's why Marvel tried to pull back in it, because they've been dropping too much movies and not getting enough heat on them.
Did you see Arcane on Netflix? Arcane.
Yeah. I was meant to watch that. I think Dom watched that.
What's on Netflix?
Arcane.
It's a series on Dota. Dota's like one of the
League of Legends, not Dota, but bro, it's again just like it stretches the limit. It is the best animated movie series ever made. It is, but it stretches the limit of what you think.
What's it called?
Arcane.
Arcane.
Yeah, bro, it's unbelievable. But that's the thing, is like this. People call it escapism, but for me, it's just like, look, we've always loved storytelling, man. I grew up when the first Harry Potter books came out, you know, and people would queue outside the doors to wait for the newest Harry Potter book release, you know. So storytelling isn't something new. It's just immersive technology. It's at a level, man. It's on a different level. Like, it hits you.
Wow, I've never even thought of it like that. Games are just storytelling, but just a new way.
That is it. Yeah, that's literally that simple, bro.
No, do you know why you don't think of it like that? Because, well, me anyway, when I used to play games, when the whole storyline starts, I ain't trying to listen when they're in the ship and when they're trying to jump out and then, bro, I'm trying to press start so I can play the game, you get? But really, they had a whole storyline. You get what I mean? Like, it was a real thing.
But no, I would still say that the two probably most successful early gaming franchises, which were the original Zelda series and
Final Whoa! I was just thinking that when you said that. That's why I must be connected. Yeah, Zelda is a real story. That's my shit. Yeah.
Any Final Fantasy game.
Story, yeah.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. I didn't
story
get into
and music,
that.
bro, like, the mechanics are terrible, but the story and the music carry the entire franchise.
Final Fantasy, I believe that, because the gameplay wasn't that great.
It wasn't great.
Bro, you know what I heard about Final Fantasy? My boy was a big Final Fantasy guy, right? He's telling me, I think it's 14 or 15. They've been running it for 10 years and releasing new seasons and new downloadable content for the last 10 years. And people are just, it's like, people are just hooked on the new stories that come out.
It's funny as well, though. They've just remade some of the old stuff, and it's funny because I didn't grow up on Final Fantasy, and Lex is, I'm 30, Lex is 34, man, and on the PS5 they remade like Final Fantasy 7. The stories, bro. When I tell you this man loves this game, like, it is very special because you're a part of that world, and the thing is, if you're into that story, once you're in it, it's like, it's the most magical thing ever, and you can't take that away from people, you know. And books have always had that effect. Twilight, had that effect on, you know, on people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
Twilight was the
Because
last
you're
thing I heard.
interacting and you've lived that experience. But yeah, let's go to the next question. Ripper.
I think you need to unmute your
Yes, my
oh,
people.
What's good?
Yeah. Flipping this. Well, first of all, thank you, man, them for your time. You get me. It's nice to be on the Zoom again. You get me. I ain't tuned in for a minute still. Life been life, but you know, Tracy, I'm not even a gamer as such, innit? But when we were talking about all the stuff all the stuff you lot were talking about earlier, it brought me back to when GTA 5 first came out. And the whole idea of like the augmented reality on that level of things, and it's like I forgot who said it earlier, but it was just the idea of being able to have fun in a metaverse type place, in it, because it's like no one's really gonna be drawn to things if it's the same old nonsense. You get me? Like what Jay was saying about the whole idea of the museum, in it, like why walk through a museum on the internet I can step into? Do you get me? So now you man actually got me looking at PS5 so I can learn the whole gaming thing now properly. You get me?
I'll say two things. So I had got COVID for the third time about just over a year ago, yeah. And I was a big gamer, but the third time I got it, it really fucked my attention span. And the last months, I haven't played a single PS5 game. But when the game drops, there are 18 hours playthroughs with no commentary on YouTube, and I sit and I watch the playthroughs. When Hogwarts Legacy came out, when Ragnarok came out, when Cyberpunk 27 came out, when Spider-Man 2 came out, the second it dropped, there's an 18-hour video with a full playthrough, and I sit there and I'll watch it for 18 hours straight.
It's like watching an anime.
Bro,
No,
as good, if not, because the thing is, I normally play games for 6-7 hours at a time, but after I got that COVID, like I could only do it for like 90 minutes, 2 hours, and I couldn't. You know, these games take, you know, so bro, it's an amazing experience. And then once you get into that, there are pro streamers who break the game deliberately, speed runners, and I'm telling you, when you watch, I have a few guys that I follow, and I get as much now from watching those guys play and from watching those run throughs than I ever did playing them. And the great thing is, then when you go and pick up the console and you play it as well, it's just as magical. So it's
the only way I can describe that, yeah, is it's kind of like you can know something, but if you don't understand it, you won't get the full feeling.
100.
And I feel like that's a lot with words, like language, but I found it a lot when I don't know if anyone in there watches Billions.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm absolutely obsessed with Billions. Me and the whole Bucket and Shuriken Sounds crew, we talk.
We're obsessed with it.
Yes, we're obsessed.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so
and I guess it's a new thing to watch now.
This. What if I told you I watched one episode or two, one series maybe, and I was speaking to my mentor one time, and then he said, I was talking about Suits. And then I said, then I just started watching Billions. It's kind of good, though. I'm not sure if it's as good as Suits. And he said, no, when you get into it, right? Long and short, over those few months, I started learning more financial literacy. There's more stuff about hedge funds, everything. You know, I had to actually stop and rewind the whole of bloody Billions, because I realized I wasn't kind of listening to what all these words was and what they're talking and what they're moving.
Crazy.
What's going on? See, when I learned finances, I said, oh my, they're telling you everything. Like everything. Like, this is how it goes. This is how it works. Like everything.
And it happens in real life.
This is all real life. I'm saying, bruh, all this time I thought I was watching it. I wasn't watching it. I was just watching it. I wasn't understanding it. So that's how it is where you must have felt with gaming. Like, your man's playing the game, but to watch when other people really game, you think, wow, I didn't even know there was a storyline to this game.
Yeah. It's the same. Yeah, when you're watching game, other people. I never used to get it why people used to watch other people playing games, but
I've never got it.
There's people out there that can show you different things that you didn't even think were possible in something that you thought you knew. So it's like football. Like, it'd be like the first time you saw somebody do a bicycle kick, or the first time you saw a slam dunk. That is what games are doing. They're doing stuff where, like, you know the game. You play the game, yeah. You know how to play Tekken. You know how to play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And you watch a playback of someone playing it, a pro, and they start doing a madness, and you're like, "Bro, I didn't even know you could do it like that."
I didn't even know you can do things like that. You get me?
It's cool. I love that, and it's because there's two ways to watch it. Like there's professional streamers, so like, but Baldur's Gate 3 is because I'm not a nerd like that. Even for me, that was heavy. So it was like I couldn't watch it with no commentary because I had no idea what was going on. But honestly, I feel like for games that you could play yourself, there's some kind of connection that you have then with the player because it's like it's still like you're playing it because you're trying to figure out because they're out the problems in real time too. That because then they're playing it for the first time through. So in those playthroughs that I tell you, like they get stuck, they die, like make mistakes, and that's kind of also like the guys that do it are kind of semi-good or they'll be really good and they're doing it on a hard difficulty. So the thing is, you're problem solving at the same time they are, and you can see that the way they're playing it is that they're solving it at the same time as you, and that's kind of what makes it really good. Like, look, you know, if you play
it's like watching people fail thing, isn't it? Like,
it's good. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Everything at the moment is too polished and too clean and too like PC. Whereas when you're watching people play games, it's people failing, people actually taking big L's. And you're like,
and you know, I'm going to shout him out. Contact with him, and he's a bit of a hero of mine. But there's a guy called Point Crow, and he does all the Zelda games. He does all the Nintendo games. He was a professional Pokemon speedrunner, but when Breath of the Wild came out, he was like the most famous streamer for Breath of the Wild. But when Tears of the Kingdom came out, he did 12-hour streams every single day until he finished it, and it took him 6 days. So he played about 80 hours, streamed 12 hours a day for 6 days in a row, and I was with him every single second of the way. In America, so on American time, like he'd start the stream at like, you know, for me, like
what you don't understand is what he just said there. Think about that level of engagement. Think about any brand or any business being able to hold people like
for that long,
Wait,
bro.
what did he do to keep you locked in? Like, was he really funny? Like, whilst playing the games, was he super interactive? What kept you there for that amount of time?
Breath of the Wild. I mean, he's been professionally running that game now for like 3-4 years, right? So he's made the most content on Zelda Breath of the Wild for years and years, different ways. He's done a million different mods for the community, and he loves that game, like deeply loves the game in the same way I deeply love that game. So Tears of the Kingdom coming out is like, remember that years after, and pure raw excitement and just joy. And just like, and the thing about him is he wants to do everything. He's got ADHD, man. He's just looking around the whole place, looking to explore things. But the thing that makes it incredible is he genuinely is in love with the game and the gaming experience. And you can just tell that he's just having the most fun ever. And, you know, I swear there was like 50,000 like every single time. And he's got this chat going on. And he's speaking to the chat. And he's got his girlfriend.
Now.
I think to give it context, I'm going to wrap up this.
Okay.
I think to give it context, you have to understand what has happened in Zelda. Because if you don't understand what's happened in Zelda with this crafting stuff, it won't make sense why someone would watch it for that long. But what they've done in this game with crafting,
get my guy up. You'll see him.
The possibilities are endless. So this is what you can do in the game. You can basically take anything and attach it to anything and create shit.
Yeah. It's fine. It's more than that. It's the hero story. I think if you understand Zelda, it's always like, you know, there's a big allegory. Look, watch the first 20 minutes of the game. Watch Point Crow's playthrough. I'm telling you, you'll be put it down. Like it's more than the gimmick.
It's the story and the challenges that you got to figure out combined with this. Like Nintendo are just the best. Like nobody can touch that. Like they're just the best. They just know.
These are mechanics, you know, fuse and oh shit. Yeah, okay, nice.
Once Nintendo step into AR, it's a wrap.
No, it is a wrap, literally. Yeah. But that's literally everything I'm building for 1UP. So investors, if you're interested, understand that the best mechanics in Zelda are all of them. And there's two parts to this. The first is gaming is 87% male, but the metaverse has to be 50-50, right? So
wow.
Because it's social media, it's social, right? It's the metaverse is a social network, right? So social network has to be gender neutral, but traditional games are like 87% male. So you like gender friendly mechanics in, and those gender friendly mechanics tend to be around problem solving, cooperation, and exploration, right? And the reason why Zelda fucking rules is because exploration and problem solving is heavy combat. It's not a first person shooter. It's problem solving, storytelling, and exploration. And the metaverse, if it's going to be, if you want to build a social metaverse, you can't have an 87-13 gender split. That's like you just that is. It's just like games have a problem with being toxic communities as it is. So that's why that game is so important, is because the mechanics it relies on are incredibly gender friendly, and that is going to be the basis for mixed reality in the metaverse. Is problem solving, cooperation, and exploration. And that's
less
why
shooting and murdering and killing.
Pardon?
Less murdering, shooting, and killing.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you can still have it, but you need to problem solve to do the murdering and the killing, right? Rather than like
just
because it still works. Like it still works. Like, bro, Stardew Valley is like one of the most successful games of all time, and like the 3 games that I got, the 3 most popular games amongst girls. Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, and then Zelda, right? And Stardew Valley has mining and killing and ghosts and monsters, and it has a lot of fun. Animal there's less killing in Animal Crossing than there is in Stardew Valley, but Zelda still has a lot of that. It's just
done in a different way. Yeah.
Problem solving, man. Problem solving and storytelling and like that. And that's the stuff that's actually really engaging, man. Like I play a lot, and bro, I play a lot of League of Legends, bro. I'm addicted to League of Legends, like the most toxic game in the world. So trust me, like I know about like hyper competitive mechanics. I used to spam FIFA all the time, like. But I feel like the social aspect of the metaverse has to be a fun place to be, and not a place that just deliberately ruins your mental health. And it is fun for some people if you've got the personality type, but the metaverse can be better than that. It's my take.
I second that, because I tell you what, I actually stopped playing games a few years back because Call of Duty started getting annoying because there's bare kids who's just super fast and super quick, and I get fucking stressed because I'm trying to enjoy the game and you're sniping me from when I spawn and stupid. And then as FIFA, I just went into FIFA for years, and it was like it's getting fucking harder and harder. Like,
bro,
I'm
literally,
I'm getting a stiff neck at that. I'm trying to play the game and I'm getting a stiff neck because I'm concentrating too much. I'm saying this ain't fun no more.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Time's gonna change. But yeah, guys, thank you ever so much for everyone for being on this special episode. JT, thank you very much.
Thank you, JT.
Amazing episode of us here at NFT Fridays and Blockchain Sensei, bringing you the finest game all the time. Peace out, guys. See you later.
Bye, man. Love and respect. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much for your time, guys.
No worries, man.
Take care. Thank
love,
you, Jay.
everybody. See you later.
Bye-bye.